Chicken! Chicken! Look, I'll have your leg!
What is up, everyone? Welcome to another video, and today I'm actually super excited because we get to do a bunch of things to the bike that I've been waiting a long time to do. The first thing we're going to be doing is changing out the headlight housing unit on the Softail Slim, but since we're going to be in there, we have to break that whole thing apart anyways. I'm also going to be replacing the bushings. As you can see, I already have the bike up on the lift, and like I said, we're going to be changing out this headlight housing unit. As much as I like this, I'm really a huge fan of the freight train nacelles, if that's how you say it. I'm not even sure, but like I said, we have to take all of this apart, take all this off, and while we're in there, we actually have to take the handlebars off too. And so I figured while I'm in there, I might as well replace the rubber bushings that have come on the bike. I don't know if the guy who owned it before me wore them out, or if they're like that. I don't remember my last Slim being this soft, but you can, and I don't think the camera's really going to be able to tell too well, but they've got a lot of give in them. And with these Softails, the twin cam Softails, they come with the counterbalance, the B engines are the counterbalanced ones, and so there's not a lot of vibrations, and so to have rubber bushings kind of didn't seem necessary. So I want to get those changed out. I'm really hoping that it will give it more of a lifestyle, more of a comfort thing, because even if I ride single-handedly, I always feel like I have to put a little bit of tension on the bars, or the steering just gets way too wobbly. So I actually ended up I got some solid bushings by Deadbeat Customs, and then don't worry about that. Actually, no, and I'll tell you about them now. So I'm also going to do a turn signal relocation, because if you come over here to the bike, you'll see that they're kind of out here, which I don't mind. I don't really care too much about it, but I would really like them to be in here for two reasons as well. One, because I think it just looks cleaner if they're more inward, but also because if you saw, I have two handguards here, two Coffin handguards, and I want to see what the bike looks with them on. And the only way I can do that is if I relocate the turn signals, because they kind of get in the way. I was kind of messing with them the other day, and you can kind of tell that they won't fit. And so if I have them more inwards, if I have the turn signals in here, you'll be able to see that that'll make room for these as well. All right, so with all that out of the way, let's get to work. All right, now the bushings are on. Now all we got to do is put on the headlights. Box within a box within a box within a box. Boxception, baby! But it's here. All right, so we've run into a bit of a hiccup. So I've been trying to figure out why exactly these haven't been lining up perfectly. I wanted to try to get it out. And it seems on the sides, it's doing just fine, but it's not going where it needs to. And I've been racking my brain, and I think I've finally figured out why. So it seems like my tube caps are just a little too tall. And what it's doing is it's pushing these out, and so I can't get a snug fit in. So I think for right now, that's gonna do it. Unfortunately, I thought this was going to be an afternoon project. Looks like it's going to be a multiple day thing. So, oh well, it is what it is. But for the time being, we'll just cut it here. All right, well, it's like the next day or the day after. I can't remember. But as you can see, we didn't get the headlight housing on. Apparently, and I didn't realize this as I was putting it on, but that housing, it requires a special riser on there. And so these risers right here won't work, unfortunately. I mean, we put the bushings in and everything only to find out that the risers don't work. So we ordered another risers, but of course, for some reason, they're not mailing until like a week from now. Even with COVID, that seems kind of long, but whatever. We'll wait. But in the meantime, what I do plan on doing is I actually got in the relocation kits for the turn signals. So we're gonna go ahead and put those on, put on the handguards too, and see how those look with the bike. So let's get to it. All right, so it's done. I got the relocation kits on there. You can see I moved them over and down, and then I put on these handguards. So now it all fits. I like it. I think it looks good. Maybe I'll take off the handguards, maybe I won't. I don't really need them, but I do like the look of them. I think it makes it look just a little bit cleaner, but we'll see, we'll see. Cool, guys. Now all you gotta do is just wait for that piece to come in. We'll finish getting this bike put together.
3 days later.
Alright, what is up everyone? We are back! We're actually on our way to a bike night right now. I put the headlight housing unit back on. I had the bushings on there, and I tell you what, man, what a huge difference. Normally I could pull these every direction, it would be miserable, but man, these bushings from Deadbeat Customs, man, are solid. Now, the truck behind me, that's my buddy Dylan. He does not have a bike, unfortunately. So he had to drive. Him and his family are in from out of town. He's a buddy that I served with. And on my ride to Colorado last year, when I was having issues with the bike, he drove, I think it was like 4 hours out of the way to come help me out. We originally were going to go camping at a cool little spot that night, but because of the issues I was having with the bike, he drove all the way down to come pick me up. We got the bike sorted out at the Harley Davidson the next day, and then we ended up going through Zion, and then ended up going to the camping spot then. So he's one of my best buds. Him and his family have always been there for me and for my family. But you know, you just meet people who you know are good people, and he's definitely one of them. So props to you, my dude. Glad you're in my life. Like I said, we're on our way to bike night. Now I think it was like 2 months ago they had one, and I missed that one. And I wanted to go, but I didn't really know anyone. And even though it's kind of just fun to see, if you don't have anybody there that you can kind of hang out with, there's not really a whole lot to do. So it's cool that Dylan came in, and then my buddy Chuck, he actually hit me up today asking if we can go to ride. Another Wounded Warrior guy, missing his above the knee on the right leg, and he still rides too. He's got a Milwaukee 8. It's a kick-ass bike. He handles that one like a champ too. Gone riding a few times. It seems like every time I do end up going on a group ride, you know, most of the time I ride solo, but when I do go on a group ride, I never can seem to save the footage. It always seems like the footage gets messed up somehow. The last time I went on a group ride was back in September, so, you know, I was just figuring out how to do all this stuff. And so I think I corrupted quite a few hours worth of footage from that group ride. So we're gonna meet up with my buddy Chuck at a gas station, go and fill up. It's nice, because even though it's middle of January, high was like 85 today, so it's pretty hot. Ran all the way down to my prosthetist office to get some more work done on the leg, and I was able to get home right before it got too hot, which is always a plus. I know, it's a hard life we live down here in Southern California.